It's won a ball through. Great run from Morris. He's got his first professional goal for Seattle Sounders on a wonderful finish. Big moment for the youngster.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to This Week in MLS. I'm Susannah Collins. That is Calen Carr. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. The weather in NYC this weekend was spectacular, and I really hope that you took full advantage.
I was. I hope I was bronzing a little bit.
You got a little glow happening.
Bronzing in Brooklyn.
Nice.
I see you got the leather pants on.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me, no memo. I thought we could do twinsies on camera.
You probably have better legs than I do, so I didn't want to be upstaged.
Not to brag, but I don't skip leg day. But I played I sort of played. Heath Pierce wouldn't sub out for me in a charity soccer match. There were some celebrities there.
Okay.
Trevor Noah from The Daily Show, of course.
Love that guy.
He was balling. He was good. Not quite Juan Pablo good. I know you're a Bachelor fan here.
Love The Bachelor.
But it was a co-ed tournament, and I was waiting for you. We had your spot all saved. What
An invite would have been nice, Calen.
We were waiting for you.
Yeah, we can talk more about that later. Moving on. Last week we talked about the upcoming returns of two superstars, and man, did they make their presence felt coming off a win in Kansas City on Wednesday. Colorado returned home to face the New York Red Bulls with Jermaine Jones making his long-awaited debut, and he wasted no time showing those home fans what they can look for.
Whether it's going to be a shot to the system, Jones! Well, would you believe it? The script has been written for Jermaine Jones. On his Rapids debut, the ball across, and first time Jermaine Jones opens his burgundy account.
Jones also tallied an assist to help the Rapids secure all 3 points in the 2-1 win, and after the game he talked about his message to his team.
The team is young, and a lot of people don't maybe have that team on the list for a playoff spot, and that's what I try to explain always to these guys, that look game for game and be hungry and prove people wrong.
All right, Calen, so 2 big wins for the Rapids this week. One with Jones, one without Jones. He is a big, imposing presence on the pitch, but also has a really big personality. What kind of impact does he have on a team, both on and off the field?
Well, you saw it right away.
Yeah.
I mean, he came in and was incredible. I was critical of this signing a little bit to begin with, just because they spent a lot of money on a defensive midfielder. You can usually get those a bit cheaper, but then I realized he's not playing defensive midfielder. He's playing a number 10, so maybe Mastroeni has other plans. He was excellent there. He was extremely impressive, and the type of guy that wants the ball, moves it quickly. Papa is good. He holds the ball a little bit. He gives them something more direct and a physical presence.
Yeah, he's definitely a leader out there. All right, taking it to Chicago, the Impact faced the Fire, and Drogba would come off the bench, but this time to start the second half, and he came out flying that beautiful backheel goal to tie the game up. That was followed by a unbelievable strike by Piatti in stoppage time. The Impact beat the Fire 2-1. Calen, that team is already sitting on top of the Eastern Conference standings. You bring in a guy like Drogba. What kind of impact? See what I did there? See what I did there? What kind of effect does he have on a team, especially when he can go the full 90?
He looked shot out of a gun. I mean, he came out flying. A lot of center backs and defenders talk in the locker room before matches about make it hard on the attackers. I've sort of suffered the impact of that. Impact again. But he's the type who can flip the script and make defenders have hard days. When you see him coming off the bench or from the start, you know you're going to end up with some bumps and bruises. His work rate is incredible. It creates goals, and then he's got the quality to make finishes like that look easy.
God, it was so pretty. As a former player, a guy like Drogba, who, you know, his stature, his presence is unbelievable, but he hasn't spent a whole lot of time with these guys. What is that like in the dressing room?
It can be awkward.
Yeah.
Mauro Biello talked about he just came into training this last week with the team.
Yeah.
Now he's been training in Sacramento and on the side. His quality is such that he's going to be able to integrate. Good players can do that. But it can be weird in the locker room. But he's won over the locker room. He's throwing dance parties with the academy kids. He's taking these guys out to dinner, nice dinner. That's the hidden effect of being on a team with a DP. Suddenly, you're out to these fancy dinners occasionally. They pick up the tab, The chicken tastes better.
You order the most expensive thing
Free
on the
range.
menu because why wouldn't you?
Grass-fed.
It benefits everybody, folks. All right, another week, and guess what? Another bit of controversy. Orlando City hosting New England.
Wait, New England was in a controversial
no,
game?
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I don't believe it.
All right, all tied up at 1 going into stoppage time. Kevin Molino scores the goal, but not before the ball appears to hit his hand. But then minutes later, a ball that seemed to hit Servando Carrasco in the shoulder was ruled a handball, which led to the PK for Lee Win and the 2-2 tie. All right, so Calen, I'm watching this one. To me, it seems like the call against Carrasco was a little bit of a makeup call for the missed pen against Molina. I don't know, I'm anxious to hear your thoughts on this.
Well, Servando's my boy, full disclosure, so I'm obviously going to side with him. There was so much controversy in this game that you almost lost track. Maybe that's a good thing for referees.
Possibly.
Kaká said that maybe we should cut the referees a slack because they're all humans.
He's so nice.
I know. I was like, man.
I do not love that guy.
Kaká sees the bigger
so even.
picture.
He's like super zen about it.
But there was enough to be mad about in this one. I think it hits Servando's shoulder.
It definitely hit his shoulder.
It's in the box. I don't have a problem with them recognizing it's in the box, but it hits his shoulder.
Right.
Arm unnatural position, but doesn't play his arm. Molino, it does play his arm. They don't see that one. It kind of evens out. There was a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about, and kind of, I guess, appropriate that it ended in a 2-2.
Yeah, there were positives though. Lee Win, especially for me, he was fantastic on the day. One of the most creative players. In tight spaces, he finds ways out of problems that other guys just don't see. His change of direction is impeccable. His passing, he opens his hips, is able to find passes a lot of people aren't able to find. And then on Orlando's side, the Beast.
Oh,
the Beast
man.
played. The Beast went down a little easy for being. He held off like 3 guys.
He was all those guys. He just was like,
and then decided it was time to go down.
It might have been.
But the new Beast.
A little theatrics going.
There's a new Beast in town. Calen, he came back. That's another positive for Orlando City.
You love him. You have.
I do.
You have like the ultimate bro crush.
I'm
on
a little
Laren.
worried he may block me on Twitter.
He probably will. Kyle, don't block Calen. He's just giving you some love, buddy. Yeah. Well, there were plenty of other games this past week, starting with 3 on Wednesday, leading into a full slate of games over the weekend. Let's take a look at some of the sights and sounds from all the action.
Stevie G. What a ball for Giovanni Dos Santos. Giovanni! Goal!
Giovanni Dos Santos. He's an amazing attacking threat, and I love just having him back and healthy.
Ivanchich, what a ball through. Great run from Morris. He's got his first professional goal for Seattle Sounders on a wonderful finish. Big moment for the youngster. Right side, Fernando Adi. Slow, falls to Adi. Fernando Adi makes it 2.
There's Plata. Plata. Burrito. Cuts it back. Shot. And a goal.
This is out the door and sneaking through and a chance into the net. And guess who? Sebastian Davinko.
There a pretty dribble. And Kamara is open. Kai Kamara! And for the first time in what was a long time, the defending Eastern Conference champions have their first win of 2016.
Calen, some big moments. What stands out to you from over the weekend?
Dallas.
Yeah.
We're talking about Dallas.
Hey.
I know. I can't believe it. Last week it was Salt Lake fans we're addressing. This week, Dallas, we got you. We got your back. This team is athletic. They run teams over. And it's their speed. Obviously, you know it going forward with Castillo. Yeah. But it's their pressure defensively. They look a little bit like the Red Bulls were last year, winning balls in good spots. And Max Cerruti has been a big part of that. I mean, he gets a subtle little touch on that Barrios goal. But he's created probably 3 or 4 goals just from his pressure up top, being able to win balls and immediately go the other direction. And they didn't even have Mauro Diaz. They didn't have Matt Hedges. They didn't have Grueso. This team is for real.
Well, we also saw Jordan Morris scores his first
J-Mo,
MLS goal finally.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot has been made about his early struggles.
The biggest thing since Malcolm Moore in Seattle.
For a guy like that who has kind of had this monkey on his back, how big of a moment is that for him to score that first goal?
It's huge. I think Jordan's a confident kid, but he's young, and he's got a lot of pressure on him. Some of it maybe undue because people like us or in the media really want the best for him and his hopes for the national team.
We don't exhaust topics. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, of course not. Not on This Week in MLS. Other shows maybe. But there's something different about just seeing the ball hit the back of the net. He's done it in big games, obviously, in Azteca Stadium. He's done it with the national team, but wearing his Sounders colors, hometown team, having his family there. I'm sure he's going to be buzzing this week.
Big moment for him. Good on ya. All right, well, another full slate of games, concluding with 2 national games on Sunday. First up at 3:30 Eastern, Sporting KC will travel to San Jose to face the Earthquakes. That game can be seen on ESPN. Then at 7:30, Orlando City travels to New York to face the Red Bulls on FS1. Plenty of action on Saturday as well, and all of those games can be seen on MLS Live. Calen, which game are you looking forward to checking out?
There's some good ones. I like that Colorado Rapids against Seattle game.
Yeah.
That last game with Colorado was in the snow with the orange ball. We love the orange.
Thank you, orange ball.
The orange ball is always a welcome sight. But I think I'd like to see what JJ can do in better conditions. If he still stays in that number 10 role, advanced in the field, or if that was a one-off. And then Seattle's going to be feeling better. Jordan Morris, as we mentioned, off to a good start. And that crowd in Seattle is always crazy.
Lots to look forward to. Hey, guess what? That's it for another episode of This Week in MLS.
We did it
We did it again. Calen, it's unbelievable.
Is this going to go on the internet?
I think it might. Yikes. Before we go, though, we talked about starting our band.
The band?
Last week. Yes.
The band.
And pretty sure we found our drummer.
What?
This guy's got some skills. I like it. I like it a lot.
And then we also, what was my guy's name again?
Kyle Patterson.
Kyle Patterson. He's our cowbell guy. We got him signed to the team.
We're
also starting this co-ed team, as I mentioned. Susannah's a no-show.
No invite.
Any good women's soccer players?
No invite.
Please comment below, especially if you can play defense, because we have a luxury player on our hands here.
Listen, whatever. Hey, thank you for watching. Maybe we'll see you next week.
Or at the field.